The Weekly Warp Pipe.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Weekly Warp Pipe, a podcast dedicated to retro video games, 80s and 90s toys, and all things nostalgia. This week's episode, we're taking it back to 1990. Me and Jay are going to be discussing our favorite cartoons from that era. It's a top 10 list. We haven't showed each other what we put in our list, so I'm sure we're going to have some differences and agree on a few. I think it's going to be a really fun episode, so I hope you guys enjoy reminiscing about the cartoons from the past. Be sure to check out RussLyman.com for updates on my other YouTube channels, merch, and much, much more. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Weekly Warp Pipe. I'm your host, RussLyman, and with me...
What's up, guys? It's NES Addict here.
All right, we're raring to go. We did last week was top 10 80s movies. Figure to switch it up, and we're moving on to cartoons, and we're moving a decade.
Heck yeah.
1990s.
The 90s, baby.
So many good cartoons in the 90s. It was definitely difficult to narrow this list down. I had to leave some off. I was like, Jay might pick this, so maybe I'll pick some more obscure cartoons maybe people kind of forgot. So
we could always do like an honorable mention at the end if there's time.
Right. You got to like rapid fire out a bunch, but you want to go first? I think I started last week.
Heck yeah. I'm ready to roll. So in no particular order, but I have to go with number one, Tiny Toons.
Nice. That's a good one for sure.
They're tiny. They're toony. They're all a little loony. Freaking love the Tiny Toons.
So good. Yeah, basically it's youngster versions of the classic cartoon characters, Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, Porky Pig and all that.
There was Buster Bunny, Babs Bunny, Plucky Duck, Hampton Pig, Dizzy Devil.
That's right.
All the best.
I remember were there McDonald's toys of them, I believe, at some point?
Yeah, there were. They were riding these little vehicles, and I think you could like push them down and flip them over, and the other side would have a different one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
That was definitely one that I would catch coming home after school and like put on the cartoons. You get home at whatever, 3:00 or something like that. And that was on. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Freaking love Tiny Toons. I used to just come home and watch probably 3 hours worth of cartoons when I got home from school just to veg out.
And then you do your homework.
No, then I didn't do my homework.
Nice.
And that's why we're here today.
Good. Well, I'm going to say probably one of the most known ones, Rugrats.
Rugrats. It's a good Nickelodeon cartoon.
Absolutely. Tommy Pickle.
That's right.
Chucky.
They were all so weird.
They were. And even the art style was a little bit weird.
It was
how they were drawn and stuff. But it's definitely fun. They went on a ton of adventures. You had Angelica, who was like the older one of the bunch. So she can kind of like
boss
open doors
or
boss people around, like get places where the babies couldn't.
Yeah, she was always calling them babies, making sure they knew.
Right. Putting them in their place.
That's right. You babies. You can be anywhere without me.
Trying to remember if I watched both movies. Rugrats Go to Paris was one of them, I remember. I think one was just the Rugrats movie.
Yeah, I never saw the movies. I didn't care for it in more than 30 minutes or 23 minutes, whatever, with commercials.
Reptar, the green dinosaur, that's basically a child version of Godzilla.
There you go. Reptar. What a great name.
Absolutely. They sell, I believe if you go to FYE or one of those stores, they have Reptar bars and stuff, like chocolate bars you can eat.
Amazing. I'll have to try some of those next time I'm at FYE.
Yeah. Their 90s section.
Reptar bar.
What do you got? What's next on the list?
For me, this is one that I guarantee is on your list. If not, we're going to have to have a serious heart-to-heart and figure out what's wrong with you. Batman, the animated series.
It's on my list.
It had to be, man. Batman, the animated series was so good. It was dark, and the intro was just so amazing.
The intro was awesome. It just got you pumped up, and you're watching, you're like, yes, this is going to be good.
And it was like riding that wave that like the Batman 1989 Batman movie kind of ushered in.
Right. But he had like, instead of them having him be like in an all black suit, he did the gray, black, and like blue, I think possibly was in it. But yeah, so many good villains in it. Voice acting was fantastic in it.
Yeah,
so
we got to talk about Mark Hamill being the Joker. Dude, he was so good. Yeah, the best.
And it's like most like watching it, you're like would never guess, but like the guy in Star Wars, the Joker, like unless you looked it up.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the specific like episodes that you liked from that?
I can't pinpoint any of the ones that stood out, but I've seen so many of them. I can't pinpoint any of them.
One of my favorites is this like overweight, balding, like middle-aged man cuts the Joker off in traffic. And he like follows him. The Joker follows him and pulls him over. And he's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah. He's like, he gets his name. His name's Charlie. And he's like, Charlie. He's like, you're going to do me a favor. So basically this guy like moves towns, changes his name. And like the Joker finds him anyway. And all he wants him to do is like push a cake through the door to like ruin, like, I guess it's like either the Commissioner Gordon or the mayor's birthday.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all he wanted to do was push a cake through the door.
This guy like moved out. Jeez.
Yeah. But he ends up locking his wrist to like some handcuffs into the door. So he's like going to blow up with everybody else. So, but it was pretty dark.
I'll say that got dark quick. Do you remember watching Mask of the Phantasm movie?
You know, I don't know if I saw that movie or not. I don't remember. I know the name, but I don't know if I saw the movie.
I'm pretty sure that's the same art style, or like at least I remember it to be. If it was in the same Batman in the animated series, like I don't know if it took place in the same universe or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it was the same.
Pretty close, if not.
Right. But yeah, that was definitely fun for sure. It made my list. So I'll have to skip ahead.
Go for it. Skip ahead.
Another awesome Nickelodeon show, Doug Funny.
And Patty Mayonnaise. What a couple.
Skeeter.
I liked Skeeter. Was probably my favorite character.
Why was he blue?
I don't know. I liked it though.
He was blue and Roger was green.
Roger, yeah, with a weird pointy nose and like orange hair.
And Pork Chop the dog. Can't forget Pork Chop.
What a strange cast.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, they're in were they in high school? No, they're in grammar school, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Younger. I'm trying to remember what school they were in. The young adults. I remember the nematode episode when they had like a local legend of this toad down at the marsh. That might have been episode 1. I'm thinking back, trying to remember. It might be episode 1. And I know at the end, Roger's down there doing the nematode call, trying to find him.
I remember very little about Doug.
Remember they had the Beats. Killer Tofu.
Remember the Beats. I do remember Killer Tofu. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember the Beats. Good call.
I remember. So when growing up, I was in a band and we did a secret track because that was all the rage back then. If you were making music, so at the last track we were doing do 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 do. And we overlapped it with na 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 na. It was fun.
That's awesome. You can find that on iTunes today.
I don't know if it's on iTunes. It might not be. Not that band.
Hey, Daddy.
Killer tofu.
Oh, expensive.
Wee-oo, killer tofu. Wee-oo, killer tofu.
Oh man. You ready for the next one?
Yeah, what else you got, Jay?
All right. One of the most amazing intro songs ever in a cartoon gave me chill bumps when I watched it. The Uncanny XMen.
Nice. Yep, that's on my list too.
Dude, yeah, I just couldn't wait to see Gambit jump over that fence and throw his cards. I was ready. I was ready for it. And they all run together and like
that's it. Yeah, it was like epic.
It was epic, dude. That was such a good show.
I would definitely watch that after school as much as I could, and just seeing the progression of like where's this story going. Like I didn't want to miss an episode to see what's happening.
It's funny. I remember seeing it on Saturday mornings at like 11:30 on Fox.
Okay.
I never saw it in the afternoon. So
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm just confusing, but I definitely watched it either after school or Saturday mornings every week.
Yeah. I remember it was like the last show I wanted to watch on Saturday morning.
Get to close it out before you had to.
And then as soon as it was over, it was like bugging my mom about who I'm going to play with. Whose house can I go to?
Oh, okay. And then I definitely picked up a ton of, X-Men action figures. You want to get the ones, you're watching the show. You had to pick up Cyclops and Wolverine.
I always wanted the Gambit, but never got it.
Yeah, I don't think I had Gambit either.
He had like this cool like plastic trench coat, but I never got any of those, sadly.
Yeah, with the pink under armor, whatever that is.
Yep. He looked so rad. And I loved the head thing. He had like this cool head thing. I actually had a ninja mask when I was a kid. And I remember I cut the top part out so my hair could poke out.
Right.
And then I cut the other part so it would just go around my face. So I would wear it like Gambit.
Early cosplay with Jay.
That's right. I wanted to be Gambit so bad I couldn't stand it.
Weren't we supposed to get a solo Gambit movie?
Did we not get that a while back?
No, not that I know of. I heard what's his name was supposed to play Gambit. Chatham Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Tatum.
Yeah, whatever his name is, Chatham Tatum. Who knows, right? Yeah, I don't know if that ever happened, but was he in another movie, like briefly? One of the Wolverine movies? I feel like I saw him in a movie.
I don't know.
Maybe we shifted universes and I saw it there.
The multiverse.
Who knows?
But no, X-Men were awesome. The Sentinels I thought were very cool.
Yeah.
And that like giant, how do they get away with giant pink and purple robots being scary?
I don't know, but it worked. I loved Magneto too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good. Sabretooth, Cable was awesome, and Bishop. Those guys stood out. Like, I don't think I remember seeing them in the comics and stuff, but, the first appearances in the cartoon, I was like, these guys are pretty cool.
And I remember like the Warlocks down in the sewers.
Right. Yep.
Those guys were cool.
Or when they went to the island.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Was it Doctor Strange?
I can't remember the name of the island, but it was, I don't remember.
I remember they had like the green pterodactyl guy on there, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was cool. The Neverland, or what's it called?
I can't remember.
It's on the game too. Yeah.
Is it on the game?
The old Sega game. Yeah. X-Men was awesome. What else you got, Russ?
I got Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah. I used to love to talk like Rocco. Hello, Mr. Bighead.
Australian wallaby.
Yeah.
With his pet Spunky. Yeah, Rocco, every now and again, they would throw some risque stuff in that show. Definitely. It was like that. Let's see. When did it come out? I got it on here. Rocco's Modern Life, 93 to 96. Yeah. So they definitely were pushing some of that like more edgier comedy on there that might have gone over our heads. Oh, it didn't go over my head. I remember this one time
This one time there was this bush with these berries hanging off of it, and somebody picked the berries, and some guy ran out of the bush holding between his legs. And I was like, what? They just showed that in a kid's cartoon? I was probably like 12, 13.
So many classic characters in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely enjoyed watching that a ton. And now I see a lot of that, like his shirt, like pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can get it as like a dress shirt. It keeps coming up in my Facebook feed or something. And hey, get this cool retro shirt.
You should order it, Russ.
Maybe
It's your destiny.
Wear it to a convention or something.
Good old Rocco. Dude, you're hitting all the Nickelodeon goodies.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I guess I was a Nick kid coming home after school or Saturday mornings watching that for sure. I got some other ones. I switched it up that you probably were like, what?
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
So this is kind of an underappreciated for its time.
Okay.
Futurama.
Oh, did it come out that early?
It came out in the 90s.
Really?
Yeah. Yep, but it wasn't really appreciated till much later.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah. But I loved Bender.
Oh yeah.
And Fry and Leah, was it Leah, the purple hair with the one eye?
Yep.
And I don't remember the professor's name, but he was funny too.
Professor, it's not Zoidberg because that's the doctor.
Yeah, Zoidberg was awesome too. He was super creepy.
Yeah, I watched a ton of that. I had a lot of that on when I worked at the game store. We would just put on like Netflix or whatever in the background. So I watched through the whole series, probably working at the store.
Yeah, I think in the 2000s they added to it, but like I think it ran 4 seasons in the 90s.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was one of Matt Groening's other creations that just, I guess, was overshadowed by The Simpsons.
Right. I mean, because that's such a long-standing show.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, I guess we'll try this out. There was a one more show after that. Obviously it wasn't 90s. And I think it only ran 1 season. What the heck was it called? Enchantment or something like that?
Yeah. Enchantment. Yep.
And I was like,
I've seen that on Netflix. It's all right.
It is what it is. It's a cartoon.
Yep.
All right, I'll move away from some Nickelodeon stuff. What about Beavis and Butthead?
That was on my list as well.
Nice. Yeah, this came out in 93. It says 93 and till 2022. They have, I guess, new episodes coming out.
Wow.
So I've yet to see that, but I was lucky enough to be able to watch it. I know a lot of my friends, their parents wouldn't allow them to watch it because it was so, I guess, like vulgar, or I don't know what their reasons were. They couldn't watch it.
I would go to my aunt's house and watch it. She'd let me watch whatever I wanted. She didn't care. So I just watch it there. But I would stay up to like 3-4 in the morning watching that show because it would just come on like rerun after rerun after rerun.
Right. It's definitely an interesting show where they mixed in, that music aspect. They'd be watching like a music video. It's almost like science fiction mystery theater where they're kind of commenting.
Yeah.
On some
I loved
stuff.
that. I loved the music. Yeah.
So you're like, okay, maybe I never heard of this band before because MTV won't play their music video.
Yeah. So
even though this is on MTV.
So they put it on Beavis and Butthead. That's how they get their exposure.
Yeah. And, I was like, okay, these kids are pretty wild. They're living in I guess they got their own house or whatever, chilling on the couch. They can afford cable, but they're going to high school.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Where are their parents?
Man.
You did get 2 spin-off shows from that show.
Yeah, because King of the Hill came from that.
Right, King of the Hill and Daria.
Oh, I didn't realize Daria came from that.
Yeah, she was in there at their school. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
I used to watch Daria.
Yeah, another good one too. I remember going to see Beavis and Butthead Do America in movies.
I saw that. Yeah. I think one of the things that was so unique about Beavis and Butthead was just their voices.
Right. And so many kids would imitate.
Yeah. Cool.
I am the great Cornholio.
I need TV for me bunko.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, like so good.
It was just fun to imitate. So that's probably what helped catch it on. And then the kids that couldn't watch it, they probably knew that from other kids imitating, and they were like,
Yeah.
I had a poster in my room that had their room all set up in there. It was just like a disaster with stuff everywhere, posters and stuff.
Like all kind of little hidden stuff
you
in the
could kind of
background.
go through it. Oh, what is this? What is that there?
It's like, where's Waldo? Beavis and Butthead's room.
Right. So much fun.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm bringing us back to Nickelodeon, but it's going to be Snick. It's either Snick or it's Snot, and we're going with Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy's on my list too.
Dude, we got a match. That show is so wild and just some dark humor involved with it too.
Absolutely.
Like space madness. My beloved ice cream bar. How I love to lick your creamy center. I don't know, dude. Ren and Stimpy was wild.
They definitely pushed the limits, and it was that early 90s, like, I don't know, like vibe for the cartoons where it was just wild. I don't know how else to explain it. Like,
yeah.
They're like
Extreme
really pushing the
humor.
boundaries. Powdered Toastman, and he's like using his butt cheeks on like,
yeah. They have to like hold on to his butt cheeks while they're flying through the air, and he flies
like,
backwards.
What is this? And I loved all the like the mini stuff in that. They had that. Then they're singing about Log.
Yeah, Log. I love Log. Log rolls downstairs, a loner in pairs rolls over your neighbor's dog. It's great for a snack. It fits on your back. It's Log.
It's Log. It's Log.
It's Log. It's big.
It's heavy. It's wood.
It's Log. It's Log. It's better than bad.
It's good.
You're
Everyone
gonna
wants
love
some
the
Log.
Log.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
good. Yeah. So
Was it from Whammo?
From Whammo.
Or Blammo or something like that.
I remember the episode when they wanted to be firehouse dogs, and they painted themselves and put spots on them.
Yep. Classic episode. There's even a game about that one.
Right.
On the Super Nintendo, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, and then, we're enjoying the cartoons. Of course, we're going to end up picking up the games. One of them was Vidiots, I think was also on Sega.
Yeah. My favorite episode was Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence.
That's a great one. It's like, where do you come up with these ideas?
Wild show. Very wild show.
Ren and Stimpy. Classic for sure. All right. So that was already on my list. So we'll go super classic. It did start in the 80s, but this one continued through the 90s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Super classic
cartoon. The Ninja Turtles. This pretty much came out, and they were able to sell probably so many toys because of the cartoon.
Made me buy them.
If you didn't see that show after school, it was Turtle Mania. All right. Every kid knew about Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Where the heck were you? What were you doing?
I mean, pretty much, if you weren't watching Beavis and Butthead, you're watching Ninja Turtles.
It's one or the other. It was everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I had Ninja Turtle bed sheets, the action figures, probably notepads. I bought the ice cream bar when the ice cream man came around with his gumball eyes.
Yep. Gotta have the gumball
and then again,
eyes.
People, imitating how they talk, because they're like, totally rad, dude. Excellent. Like cowabunga.
Give me some pizza, bro.
Pizza. Every kid then wanted pizza like all the time.
That's right.
The turtles ate it. Such wild flavor. I don't think anyone got like stink bug pizza or
give me some anchovies and ice cream, bro.
Right. But yeah, Ninja Turtles was great. And one of those, ongoing with some of the other episodes, like taking it back to like Ren and Stimpy and this and that, they're, you enjoy them as like single episodes. But I feel like Ninja Turtles, it's like a bigger
story. That's right.
You want to keep watching every week and like don't want to miss an episode because you're like, where's it go? Are they going to get Krang or, whatever's happening with Shredder?
Yep.
And then it stinks with reruns. They're like, oh no, I want to know what happens. The rerun.
One of my favorite episodes was the one with Yusakio Jumbo.
Okay.
Jimbo. Yeah, he was just I love that rabbit. He was so cool.
I remember what some of my friends made a few mixed VHS tapes for me, and they had a few episodes with the frogs on it.
Mm-hmm. There was one with Slash. I remember that one.
Yeah.
That was a really cool one. He had a weird voice, but it was cool.
I felt like they introduced a lot of characters that they can make into toys.
Yeah.
Too.
It got really weird at the end. I don't know if you know what happened in the final season, but there was like a completely different like enemy.
Oh, was there? Didn't they lose a few voice actors too?
I think so. Yeah. It wasn't as good. I bought the season and I was like, oh, this is not what I remember. I was probably out of it at that point because it was probably like 1996, 97 when I was like just not into it. But
yeah,
it took it down a poorly planned road at the end there.
Blah. So they didn't go out with a bang, unfortunately. Then it moved on to, what was it? Next Generation, I think was the next season that came out on Nickelodeon.
Something like that. All right. You ready for my next one?
Yep.
It's time for Animaniacs.
Definitely a classic one there.
Wacko, Yakko, and Dot.
Another wild bunch there. If you're watching Looney Tunes, then you probably move on right to Animaniacs.
That was me. Hello, nurse.
Now, are you including like Pinky and the Brain would be part of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a lot of different series. There was like the little dog and the little girl, and Pinky the Brain, and what else was on there? There was the Good Feathers, the little birds.
Oh yeah.
The pigeons. Yeah, a couple different little shows on there, but the whole thing was good as a whole.
Right, very like slapsticky, like as the, I was listening to something and they said, I think it was originally going to be like 3 boys and they added Dot like as a balance or something like that, which is great.
I think it worked. I like Dot. Dot was cool.
Well, this way they can appeal to the younger ladies as well and be like, okay, there's a girl in there.
I feel like she was often like the voice of reason too.
Right. Yeah. Because they're all wild. They'll do whatever. I can't remember all the words, but them doing the state naming
that
all the
was
states.
Classic. Yeah.
Wonder how long it took to record that with the voice acting.
I bet it took forever.
Oh, so good though.
So impressive. Yeah, it was great. I remember that. That was very cool. I'm glad you remembered that.
All right, what do I see? I got 2 left since we had matched on so many. I'll save the other one for last, but this one you may have heard of. This came out in 1993 and ran to 95, and it's the Exo Squad.
I remember nothing about that.
Nothing of the Exo Squad.
Not one thing. So you take it away, Russ. Tell me about it.
So this took place somewhere in the future in space. And it had basically the humans had these giant exo suits that they wore. And there was like an alien race that was like fighting with them. So they would battle. And the alien race had their own exo suits as well, and they were all unique. One would have like giant wings with missiles, one would have a drill on the hand, and again, this comes back to like there were toys, of course, that followed the cartoon series. So I had a few of the toys that I would play with, and again, it was one of those series where it's every episode is leading up to this big story, so you don't want to miss an episode, and you want to see them. Are they going to beat these guys in the war? Are they going to be victorious? So I try to get it as much as I can weekly, and picked up a few of the toys. Like I said, I would see them at Kmart, and I was like, "Oh man!"
Were the suits colorful?
Yeah,
like a blue suit, a yellow suit, that kind of thing. Yeah,
they're definitely different colors. And the aliens were purple. So I think some of their exo suits were purple as well. I have a few VHS tapes as well of the series.
I feel like I have a very slight memory of that. What it reminds me of is in one of the Alien movies, Ripley's in this big suit with like these claw things.
Right.
I wonder if that's kind of where that was spawned from.
Yeah, I'm sure there was inspiration of them watching like aliens like that, and you're like, oh, what a cool mech suit like that.
Yeah,
throw it in a cartoon.
Squad.
The exo, because it was an exo squad. Boom.
Gotcha. Very cool. Very cool.
What do you got?
I got mine in one order, but I'm gonna flip them because I think we might have a match on the end here. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of a cool, kind of like X-Men, Batman. It was Peter Parker and, the Green Goblin and all those guys, Dr. Octopus. It was just a really cool. Remember the intro music was like Spider-Man. I don't know.
I believe it's on Disney Plus if you have that.
I do not, sadly.
But if the listeners do, you can watch it there.
That's right. You guys go check out Spider-Man. But it was cool. I liked it. I thought it was a really good cartoon. The animation was great. Thought it was pretty accurate to like the history of Spider-Man. And
right. I mean, all those superhero cartoons, like everyone jumped on the band. Okay, if there's Batman, what else we could do? Spider-Man might as well.
Yeah, I liked it. It was great.
Sweet. All right, I went a little obscure on this one for the last one, so I don't know if we're gonna have a match or not.
Okay.
But I definitely watched this every day after school on Toonami.
Uh-oh.
We got Dragon Ball Z, baby.
Yeah, I wasn't a Dragon Ball Z kid. I didn't know anything about that stuff. So
now it did come out in 1989 and ran till 2003 here in the United States. So I watched it in the 90s for sure. And I watched that before I think I even seen Dragon Ball. And again, this was a tough one to, again, bigger story. You want to catch every episode. So I'm coming home after school. Luckily, like, okay, Toonami's on. They're going to show maybe 1 or 2 episodes and you'll pick up where the fighting left off. And, you get a half hour. It's definitely hard watching these cartoons on TV because you only get like 5-6 minutes of cartoon. Then it's a commercial and then it's commercial. And then it's like, it ends and then gives you a brief overview of what's happening in next episode. And you're like, I want more.
Kids have no idea how good they got it today. My kids are complaining about commercials on YouTube. I'm like, man, you don't even know. But back then they made commercials awesome. Like, I love the commercials almost as much as I love the television.
It's like Nerf commercials.
Oh, that's an episode, Russ. Commercials we liked. We'll have to put that one on the list.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
So my last one is one I thought for sure you would say. Now, this is a cartoon that came out when I was in high school.
I bet you was on my list. I had to take some stuff off.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
It probably came and went, but South Park.
Nice. Yeah, South Park's definitely. It was one of those, again, with like Beavis and Butthead. It's like certain kids could only watch South Park because of how wild it was.
Yep. I think I had a friend record episodes on a VHS for me at his house.
Wow.
And he would bring them to school and let me watch because I didn't have cable.
There you go.
And I remember thinking, man, I can't believe they cuss. It was so wild. The animation was so pretty
Especially
terrible.
The first season. Yeah.
But it was just, who cared? Like, it was still awesome and fun.
And it was different. You're like, it's almost like paper mache-ish, look like how it was animated. And they had the aliens like sucking up the cows and probing them.
I just remember like being like 10th, 11th grade, whatever grade it was. And people be like, oh, they killed Kenny.
Right. And that was like every episode, Kenny gets killed somehow. So you're waiting for
die?
it. And you're like, this isn't a cartoon. Like they kill this person.
You bastards.
Right. It's like, come on. Definitely push the edge for cartoons for sure.
Absolutely.
And it's still on today, right? I'm pretty sure it's still.
Yeah, man.
Seasons.
And those guys, Trey Parker and whatever the other guy's name is, they're always like ahead of the curve. Like they always know what's going to be trendy before it hits. And I feel like they get episodes out so quick, and I think they work on them like the week of.
I did watch I forgot where it was, but like how they kind of put stuff together and get the episode so they can jump on those trendy topics right away. So it's still fresh in everyone's mind.
And the other thing too is like they're uncancelable. You know what I mean? Like they've breached every.
You're saying how they push the boundaries so much that no one's going to cancel them.
Yeah, you just can't. They do it all.
They're like, we equally like rip on everyone and
we hate
everyone.
everyone equally. Exactly.
And of course,
Russ,
that spawned a bunch of games off of it too.
Yeah, it did. Yep. The fractured butthole.
Oh yeah, right. I haven't played that one, but I heard it was great.
I haven't either. You got any honorable mentions? I'm curious.
Yeah, we could blow through a couple honorable mentions. We got Eek the Cowardly Dog. Remember that one?
I thought it was Eek the Cat.
Eek the Cat. Wait, wait a minute. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
There you go.
That's it. I'm combining cartoons. Courage was definitely one of those similar to like a Ren and Stimpy-ish style there, but kind of creepy.
Yeah. Oh, did I mention Darkwing Duck?
No, that was Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, and DuckTales.
Yeah, like the trifecta.
The trifecta there. They were on my list, but they didn't make the cut. I watched Darkwing Duck, I would say, more than DuckTales or Tailspin. I don't think I watched Tailspin very often.
I watched all those pretty religiously. Darkwing Duck's actually on my list. I must have skipped it accidentally. There was this one episode that I always quoted, and I watched it a couple of years ago I guess it wasn't, maybe like a year ago when I actually had Disney Plus for like a month or two. Yeah, but it was like this guy said, "There's a frozen alien in the back of this your truck." And they used to say that all the time. I have no idea why it stuck with me. It just did one. Yep.
Another honorable mention: the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Oh yeah, Beetlejuice was great. I love Beetlejuice.
Yep, that one was super fun. I watched that a ton.
Did Bobby's World come out in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby's World was kind of cool.
Bobby's World. Ed and Eddie.
Yeah. Did you ever watch this one? Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Here and there, yeah.
I loved that show.
I didn't get why, like, I didn't know who he was before, because it's like a show about him in the past. Like, he was on something else.
So I think he was like from the 70s.
Okay.
But yeah, he was like the co-host, and they would use like old footage and stuff like that from those old videos. But I don't know, just a weird show that I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, once, I had the cartoons on, I just kind of let it roll, like whatever was coming on. So that's how I watched all the randomness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll watch this. But I did watch, I said Toonami a ton. That's how I got into like watching Dragon Ball Z. Powerpuff Girls, I watched that too.
Yes, I didn't watch any of Toonami. I remember the commercials for it, but I didn't watch any of it.
Gotcha.
Did not. Just didn't.
Well, hopefully we, talked about some cartoons you guys remember growing up, get a little nostalgia feeling. Maybe we missed some, and you guys can let us know. We could do a future episode. Definitely, we got plenty of topics. We're going to be jumping in. I want to do 90s movies. We could do even 80s cartoons. We could bounce back for that. Commercials, our favorite commercials.
Yeah, I want to do 80s and 90s commercials for sure, individually.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I'm digging it. And it seems people are enjoying the podcast. It says on our thing we had like 50 downloads.
Heck yeah.
For last week's or 2 weeks episodes or whatever. So if you guys are listening on Spotify or iTunes and you're enjoying it, that's great. And then we're also on YouTube if you want to see our lovely faces and leave us comments. You're right there.
Yeah, please do.
Follow us on all the social medias, and every Saturday, 7 a.m., you could get a new episode of the weekly Warp Pipe. As always, I'm RussLyman, and keep your world fun bit by bit.
Take care, guys. It's been a blast.
Later.